guys, Assalamu alaikum.
I'm Suki.
I'm Zara.
And today we are going to react to...
Why the Philippines peso is dropping.
Yes, someone suggested this video to us and we are like, peso is the currency
of the Philippines.
So let's see why.
Yeah.
Misunderstandings abound everywhere, not least in the Philippines. We've previously touched on subjects such as industrialization and foreign reserves. However, a critical subject yet to be discussed.
And we have to see these two videos also.
Yeah, one is...
If you want us to react to these two videos, tell us please.
Is the misunderstanding reserves.
One is the Philippines industrial disaster and
Yeah.
the other one is the Philippines dollar reserves.
However, a critical subject yet to be discussed is the misunderstanding revolving around the Philippine peso. The nation's currency is a hotly debated topic. There's a common belief that the peso has significantly depreciated over the years. Some people recall a time when it was on par with the US dollar, only to witness its continual devaluation. Historical records often state that the peso once held a 2-to-1 ratio with the dollar, meaning 2 pesos would be equal to $1. According to popular narrative, this ratio eventually plummeted to 50 pesos.
Oh, that's so much.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. But I wonder who evaluates the pesos
I don't know.
money.
I don't know. Maybe America.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
why maybe.
To $1. And as of the time this was written, it's approximately 55 pesos. Hence, the controversy and the burning question: why has the peso depreciated so significantly?
Yeah. Yes.
And is it necessarily a bad thing? Does a weaker peso imply outright negativity? Let's delve in and explore. Let's first clarify the basics before we delve into the reasons behind the Philippine peso's current depreciation and the potential benefits of a weaker currency. The value of a country's currency, including the Philippine peso, is influenced by several factors such as interest rates, inflation, political stability, and an overall economic performance.
Yeah, we studied this at school because we
In marketing.
in the university we did the marketing and yes, this we studied these facts.
Performance. A robust currency is traditionally seen as a positive sign, yet a weaker one can also bring benefits under specific circumstances. For instance, a weaker peso makes imported goods costlier, necessitating more pesos to purchase the same quantity of foreign currency for imports, such as the US dollar. This can result in a shift towards local goods and services, stimulating domestic industries and job creation. Moreover, a weaker peso can protect local industries against inexpensive imports, crucial for emerging economies like the Philippines, aiming to strengthen their domestic manufacturing and agricultural sectors. As for inflation, a weaker peso can indeed drive it up as imported goods become more expensive. However, moderate inflation is indicative of a healthy, growing economy and isn't necessarily alarming, provided it stays within the target ranges set by central banks like the Banco Central ng Pilipinas. Even a certain level of inflation can stimulate economic activity, prompting consumers to buy sooner and businesses to invest and expand.
Yes, this is right. Also for tourism, I think tourists prefer to go to places that are less expensive than other countries.
Yeah.
Like if I have to pay a hotel and I have to pay and it is not expensive, I prefer to go to that country, to that hotel than other countries.
And you will have more fun because you can try to do everything in that country.
Because it's not expensive for you.
Yeah.
For a tourist, for a Western people, it will be less expensive.
Yeah.
So you can do it.
Hence, it isn't an outright economic menace. Now, on to...
And if the country is not that expensive, local tourists can travel and also international tourists can come to that country that is Philippines.
Yes.
So we have more tourists and tourism brings a lot of money on the country.
To the country, yes.
to why the Philippine peso has depreciated recently. This occurrence is due to a complex interplay of international and domestic factors. Globally, the complex
So we are talking about 2023, like this year.
international and domestic factors. Globally, the strength of the US dollar, buoyed by positive economic indicators from the US and changes in US monetary policy, has been gaining against most currencies, including the peso. Domestically, factors such as current account deficits, where the value of imports and investments exceeds that of exports, contribute to the peso's depreciation. This leads to a higher demand for foreign currency to finance these imports and investments, resulting in an increased supply of pesos and a consequent decrease in its value. Furthermore, relatively high inflation rates in the Philippines compared to other countries can also influence the peso's depreciation. Higher inflation rates erode the relative value of a currency, which can
Yes, this is right.
diminish foreign investor confidence, fearing their investments will yield less in real terms. And lastly, geopolitical uncertainties, natural disasters, or global crises like the COVID-19 pandemic can all affect investors'
I think all the countries really suffered because of
COVID-19.
COVID-19.
sentiment and instigate capital flight, further contributing to currency depreciation. Remember, currency exchange rates are influenced by
Investor are really important for a country because they develop the country and brings a lot of money. So
a multitude of factors that interact with each other in various ways. Thus, it's important to see the broader picture when assessing the reasons behind the recent depreciation of the peso. Now, with that in mind, let's explore the significant benefits of a weaker currency. It tends to
I was wondering which country invests more in the Philippines. Like in Morocco, the Emirates invest a lot of Morocco, also China. I wonder in the Philippines is Japan, because I don't know why I remember that Japan invests a lot in the Philippines.
Also China, I think.
I don't know.
Because we saw a video, I don't know if we remember correctly.
make a country's exports less expensive, thereby making them more attractive on the global market. This stimulates demand for
This is what we said.
Philippine goods, leading to higher production, job creation, and overall economic growth. Moreover, the Philippines is among the world's leading remittance receiving nations, with countless Filipinos working abroad and sending money home. A weaker peso means these remittances convert to more pesos for the recipients.
Yes, this is really this is like Morocco, because as like Moroccan people living in Italy, we work here and then we send our money to Morocco, and this help Morocco to grow more.
Fostering local consumption and pumping more funds into the economy. Delving deeper into exports, the Philippines heavily relies on them for economic growth, with goods ranging from electronics and machinery to fruits and coconut oil. A weaker peso
Yes, we remember that the coconut oil is famous in the Philippines.
makes these products
Also
more
fruits.
affordable for foreign buyers, which in turn enhances demand and domestic production, creating jobs and raising incomes. This thriving export sector can lead to a stronger economy capable of withstanding global economic fluctuations. Turning to remittances, millions of overseas Filipino workers, OFWs, in various fields send billions of dollars home annually, providing vital support for many families. A weaker peso against the currency of the OFW's host country means money sent home converts into more pesos, significantly impacting lower-income households reliant on remittances. Moreover, these remittances stimulate the Philippine economy. When families receive more money, they spend more on goods and services, supporting
Yes.
local businesses, or possibly invest in assets like real estate or small businesses, spurring grassroots economic development. In essence, a weaker peso might increase the cost of foreign travel, but it can bring tangible benefits to the domestic economy. It reminds us that
Yeah.
economic scenarios are rarely straightforward. So when you hear about a drop in the peso's value, remember that it's not necessarily all bad. It
At the first, we thought that it is a really bad thing, but
Yeah.
watching this video,
It's not that bad.
I changed my idea.
Yeah.
could be an opportunity fostering export-led growth and benefiting millions of households relying on remittances. The
Yes.
Philippines has emerged as a major hub for business process outsourcing, or BPO, largely thanks to its educated and English proficient workforce. The BPO industry in the country caters to an array of services, such as call centers, IT and software development, and financial services, among others. This industry
Yes.
caters to clients primarily from stronger economies, such as the United States, Europe, and Australia. When the peso weakens, it offers an interesting dynamic for these BPO companies. They often earn revenues in stronger foreign currencies, predominantly the US dollar. With a weaker peso, these revenues increase when converted back into the local currency, enhancing profitability. This not only makes the BPO sector more profitable, but also increases its attractiveness for both domestic and foreign investors. Moreover,
Okay.
a
Yes.
booming BPO sector directly contributes to employment generation, helping to mitigate unemployment and underemployment issues in the country. Indirectly, it also stimulates economic activity as BPO employees spend their income on various goods and services, thus boosting local businesses and the economy as a whole. Tourism
I think that also the investor, they invest more in the country because, cum si dice IVA?
I don't know.
Because they
I
don't
don't
have
know.
to pay a lot of taxes, tasse,
Tasse.
to the
Taxes?
country. Yeah.
Yes.
is another significant contributor to the Philippine economy, and a weaker peso can serve to boost this sector as well. When the peso
Yes,
depreciates,
tourism.
it effectively makes the Philippines a more affordable destination for foreign
Yeah.
tourists who can get
Yes.
more pesos for their home currency. This affordability can attract more tourists, driving up demand for various services like accommodation, food and beverage, travel, and entertainment, and hence stimulate the local economy. Increased tourism
Yes.
I think we saw in the comments a lot of
Yes.
people said, come to Philippines, it's very
Cheap.
cheap. You can try a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But our problem, honestly, right now is the university, first of all. And the second thing is that we are not working, so we don't have that much money to pay the
Airplane.
and
Yeah.
it costs really a lot from Italy to
To the Philippines. Yeah.
So we thought when we will work, we will our first destination will be the Philippines,
Yeah.
after Malaysia, Indonesia.
Yeah.
can also promote cultural exchange and improve the country's international image, which in
Yes.
turn can foster better diplomatic relations and open doors for additional opportunities, such as trade agreements and cultural collaborations. Furthermore, a weaker peso can attract foreign investment. International companies looking to establish operations might find it more cost-effective to invest in countries
Yes.
with a weaker currency. These foreign investments can lead to job creation and technology transfer, further fueling the nation's economic growth. While we
Yes.
have highlighted the various benefits a weaker peso can bring to the Philippines, it's important to remember that these benefits do not come without certain costs. As discussed earlier, a weaker peso can make imported goods more expensive, potentially increase inflation, and reduce the global purchasing power of Philippine residents. In this light, the challenge for economic policymakers is not to achieve a particular exchange rate level, but rather to balance these competing interests in a way that
But my question is, what do locals think of the decrease of the value of peso.
maximizes overall economic welfare. In a globalized world, exchange rates are influenced by numerous factors, many of which are beyond the control of national policymakers. These include global commodity prices, investor sentiment, and economic policies in major countries. However, there are still policy tools available to national governments and central banks to manage the impact of exchange rate fluctuations. One key tool is monetary policy. By adjusting interest rates, the Banco Central ng Pilipinas can influence the value of the peso and the level of inflation. Raising interest rates can attract foreign investment, thereby strengthening the peso, but can also slow down the domestic economy. Lowering interest rates can stimulate economic activity, but they may lead to
The video answered my question.
a weaker peso and higher inflation. The challenge is to strike the right balance. Another tool is fiscal policy. By increasing
that was I was talking about before.
Yes.
When I said IVA is fiscal.
Okay. Fiscal policy is IVA.
public spending or cutting taxes, the government can stimulate economic
Taxes.
activity and offset the negative impacts of a weaker currency. However, these policies must be financed, and excessive government borrowing can lead to higher inflation and a weaker currency in the long term. Lastly, structural policies aimed at improving productivity, fostering innovation, and enhancing competitiveness can help the economy adapt to a weaker currency over the long term. For instance, investing in education and training can help workers acquire new skills and move into higher value industries. Likewise, investing in infrastructure can reduce transportation and logistics costs, making local industries more competitive against imports and boosting their ability to export. The discourse on the devaluation of the Philippine peso highlights the intricacies of economic analysis. A weaker peso, contrary to initial assumptions, can be a boon in several respects. It can bolster the competitiveness of Philippine exports, increase the local value of remittances, stimulate sectors like BPOs and tourism, and draw foreign direct investments. These factors can lead to economic growth, employment creation, and overall national development.
That's it for today. I think this video was really interesting, and at the beginning I had a negative idea of the decrease of the value of the peso, but watching this video I changed my mind, and I also learned really new things. So
I think in this way the economy will increase thanks, I think, of the tourism, because I think the most easy way to gain money for a country is
the easiest way.
Is having more tourists in the country.
We can say that the factors that are important to the growth of the country are the investor, the tourism, and the development of all sectors like industry.
The first sector, the second sector, the third sector.
And this is what we think about this video, and thank you for watching our video, and see you in the next video. Goodbye!